All right, I bought us some time. They're trying to hack back in, block us, but I set off the two-part alarm, so we're good.
Excellent. Yeah, they're trying to distract us with Angelina Jolie's boobies. But little do they know, I already have a copy of Cyborg 2.
Haha, but they are running the titty virus. We got
The Angelina Jolie titty virus?
Yeah.
Quick, send an iron bra.
That's it, and blocked. Ha! You idiots. You thought you could down... Uh-oh, wait, hold on, what's this? They're doing the Wizard Master virus.
The Wizard Master virus. Quick, send a bitch.
Ah, bitch block. Here we go. It's the chair for you.
Yes.
They've got nothing on us.
Mess with the best, die like the rest.
Oh, wait, what is this? Oh, they're trying the cutie honey block. Are you kidding me?
Oh, cutie honey, that could destroy the show. Quick, do a real action movie line.
Hey, hasta la vista.
Baby.
Bam. We did it. We blocked them.
We're in.
You idiots.
We've
That's
taken
still
back
our show.
over.
You can't stop us. We're amazing.
Right, everyone. Smog Comet and whatever you're called are back.
We're in. That's all that matters.
That's
still
all
our
that
show.
matters. Outstanding. Welcome, everyone, to your favorite show. Give me back my action movies / hacking movies / movies.
Whatever the movies this movies is.
With Penn Jillette as a security guard.
Part 2.
And here we go.
I just love how we went Laura Croft and Angelina Jolie.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
I love
yeah,
that.
definitely.
Oh god.
Nate was one of the original subscribers of Mr. Skin.
Yes.
That's it, man. That's it. So speaking of Angelina Jolie, I think we definitely cannot gloss over her character as Acid Burn in this movie. Also, not quite my sexual awakening, but also was like, oh, she caught my attention. You know, that type of thing. Because I remembered her from like Cyborg 2, when she still had like the long hair. So if nothing else, it took me a second to go, wait, I do know her. But she's got boy haircut, basically is what we would have called it back in the day.
He looks great in this movie. And
Oh,
what
he
drives
totally
me
does.
nuts is how misogynistic Date is throughout the whole damn movie. I'm like,
dear God.
you should smile some more. We go on a date, you're gonna wear a dress. And he just keeps saying shit like that. I'm like, stop it. You don't deserve her. You're not good to her. I'd be so good to her.
That's what it is. It's jealousy.
Yeah.
I was so hoping Dade was going to lose that bet just so I could see him in a dress.
Yeah. I was like,
That would-
her style's great. Your style sucks, Dade. Get on Matthew Lillard's level.
I did feel that most of that was him giving her specifically a hard time about her nature.
I kind of
Probably,
yeah.
most likely, yes.
It wasn't like that was his character fully. It
Yeah.
was an antagonistic kind of thing between the two of them. So
He
what would
knew-
get under a strong woman's skin is
Right.
to treat her as a, you should wear a dress, you should do this kind of thing, and really kind of needle it into her. That he's like, I don't care that you think you're elite. Because that's their big thing. Like, he's elite. I'm elite. Is elite. I'm elite. I'm like,
Is that
nothing
what
to
the
me.
phrase "leet" came from with the modern kids?
Was that what I thought it was yeet?
I don't know.
But yeah, she was in a lot of, like you mentioned, Cyborg 2, and she was in a movie called Foxfire or something like that. I don't remember what it was, but she was in all this like great trashy genre stuff in the beginning.
Yeah.
Which she was like making her name. And man, oh man, when she was in all that shit, I was in love with her. I do think that there's like a little bit of a correlation between her going into more mainstream stuff and me being far less interested.
Yeah.
But, there's a little bit of correlation there. But yeah, she was in a lot of that stuff, and her character's a blast. Her character is a lot of fun. I really love I still love the sexual chemistry between her and Dade, and that great, like, joking about action movies and whether or not this is an action movie, that great trope of when like the two people that have sexual chemistry, they always fall on each other.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
That's a trope for sure.
Yeah, you see it a lot in Farscape with like Aaron Soon is always falling, what I mean, on John Crichton. She's always falling on top of him.
But yeah, and especially in the dumpster scene, it's and it's like she's playing it up just as hard
she
as
does,
he's
because she
playing
even
it up.
like goes into her pants and moans ever so slightly and grabs
Yeah.
a flashlight. I was
Oh,
like, I
yeah.
see what you're doing to him.
Yeah.
Well, that's why they have some fun with the dual dream sequences. It's so
Yes,
that the movie can
definitely.
show you that like there is mutual interest here, and they're both,
Yeah.
becoming
Yeah.
interested in each other. I think
And-
their relationship is great.
And especially at the end when he's like, I've been having these dreams. And,
Yeah.
she finishes his sentence or whatever. It's like, you're on the same wavelength. Like, you've hacked into each other's minds.
Although
Right.
it's
And
still
let me
go
ahead.
It's still totally shocking that whenever you see the red leather, and then all of a sudden it's Dade in the
Yes.
red leather outfit, and
And-
you're like, "Oh no, stop it!"
Hey, listen, I think it tracks because she is definitely the type of lady that would be into him wearing the dress.
Yes.
There's
Oh,
a
sure.
lot of
100%.
whatever you want to call it, a little S&M, if you will, played up
That
in
is-
this.
I hope
do
they have a
love-
great time.
I love that this movie, gives her such a strong character because a lesser movie would have just written her off like, she's not that great at hacking because she's a girl, And like this movie doesn't do that. It's like, no, like
Right.
she is like at that high school, like the top person,
she's king shit down there.
But
Yeah,
she
when
still
he showed
she
up, she
still
was the king of the
acts.
yard.
Yeah, she still acts like she has to like prove herself though, which I
Yeah.
like. She gets that bounce. They were saying in the doc, like they did. That's what I hate when I get these awesome things from Shout Factory. That the main characters sometimes end up being a lot bigger popularity celebrities later, and they don't bother themselves to come on. I would love to hear Angelina Jolie reminiscing about hackers, but I have to get it secondhand where they were talking like she threw herself into this role. She came into her audition with her long hair because that's how she was for a long time, glasses, books, and they went, "Okay, I see what you're doing, but that's not the character you're going to be." And they explained it to her, and she like was told, she's like, "Really? That's what I'm doing." The next time they saw her, her hair was chopped. She did that herself. She
Oh,
cut her
cool.
hair. She did all of that, and totally just as tight as she fit in some of them outfits, poured herself into that character. in this.
Leo will tell you this because I talk about this all the time off mic when we're doing our show. I can't stand actors that look down on the place where they started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
definitely.
why, like a lot of people, I have a lot of respect for Keanu Reeves because he doesn't do that.
No,
You know,
exactly. He's like
willing
probably the
to
most
come back.
humble.
Yeah.
He
He's
will
willing to
talk-
come back for a Bill and Ted movie. He didn't need to do that.
Did not need to do that.
Compared
he'll
to a
do-
certain Tales from the Crypt movie that we did with a lead actress, that
Yeah.
act like she
yeah.
was even too good to be on that movie as it was being
as
made.
she was in it and didn't even
Yeah.
have that big of a name. But yeah, I always kind of keep in the back of my mind though that maybe fingers crossed it was just a scheduling situation. It's like, okay, I'm in freaking Berlin filming a movie. I can't come do an interview on hackers. But then you also see like Matthew Lillard showed up. He's
Yeah,
not exactly
well, that's
a
probably a
small
cost-
name.
There's probably a price tag attached to Angelina Jolie to do any sort
See,
of.
and that's been my thing.
uh,
Like, I don't know. Like, I'm sure they understand. Like, well, you're going to make money on this movie, re-releasing it. Like, is the price tag for them too
Yeah.
much to make it feasible?
It's
And I
also,
hear
Yeah.
that, but go ahead, Leo.
No, I was gonna say, going back to, we were talking a little bit about conventions and whatnot. There's an interesting thing that happens there where they want to have, let's say, Angelina Jolie at their convention, and whoever it is, the producer, the publicist, the guy in charge, will be like, "Great, you can have her for this much money, but it's a package deal, and you also have to have these 4 other kind of
Yes.
half-known or no-name celebrities with her, or you can't do it."
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you're trying to shove them in there too, and it could have been something like that where it's like, you can have this person if it includes this, and that was just too much for them to. They're like, nah.
I just have so little tolerance for that. To me, if a movie, if they took a chance on you and it helped build your career, yep, you owe them to do it for very little.
Yeah.
Get your ass out there and do it. I'm
What
sorry.
is
I
an
like,
hour
It's
of
like
your
you said,
time
be
to
humble about
reminisce?
it. Like,
yeah.
I mean, it barely even has to be. They could even like now they can do it over Zoom. Like literally, just come on. We can do this. It take 10
actually,
minutes of your
literally phone
time.
it in. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure there are plenty of celebrities that are higher known that will drop what they're doing and do it as long as their schedule goes. But it was just one of those instances where I was like, I would really love to hear her thoughts on doing that movie. And it also could have also rubbed a nerve because not everybody knows this, but she married Miller
Yeah.
right after this movie, and they were married for 4 years.
Oh, really?
And
Yep.
divorced.
So this was right before
What-
Billy Bob?
Yeah, this was before Billy Bob.
My understanding though is they're still on good terms.
And that's what I would
That
hope.
they're still friends. Yeah.
But you never know, like when that stuff happens, maybe that's a reason, like they don't want to revisit, or if they even had a bad experience behind the scenes. But I didn't get that feel. Like I feel like the way they talked about this, everyone was having a blast doing this movie.
But she is great. There's a lot of great like romantic tension, and I will plant my flag and die on this hill. I love the end of the movie, and I don't care how corny it is.
I adore
Oh, no,
it.
it's great. No, like because
it's-
of when we all saw this, it's like, well, yeah, like teenage you wants to like get the girl, you know?
I'll be in that pool. Move over.
they do the pool. He one-ups her once again by doing the light trick with crash and burn. But I was also going, that building would have had to have like a fully integrated like system to be controlling the lights. Like normally I still remember back in the day you flipped a switch. You know, it's like
he paid 200 janitors.
I was gonna say
to flip the lights.
he got in there and got that right. But then I love they're in a pool on top of the roof, which was a whole thing from the beginning of the
It
movie.
was a callback to the beginning.
It was totally a callback to it. And you know,
The music's great.
I love the music. The soundtrack to this movie. Jesus Christ, this movie has no right to have this good of a soundtrack. And fun fact that I didn't even know, they put so much work into the soundtrack because they were like, it's kind of like the heartbeat of the movie. No studio would pick up the soundtrack rights. They didn't get a soundtrack to this movie till well after the movie came out. So they had a small following, and all these people were like, well, this is a great soundtrack. Let's put it out there. Well, the producers and directors are like, well, that's fine, but that would have been helpful in our marketing, you know, get people like that soundtrack would have got people to go see this movie, you know. But it's had 3 releases. The soundtrack has had 3 releases.
Yeah, and Leo and I were talking about this a couple days ago. If I remember correctly, and Charlie, maybe you know this, I think the soundtrack was more popular than the movie.
Yes. Well, that was the whole thing. Like people that actually saw the movie sought for the soundtrack. Then the soundtrack started getting passed around, you know, like it did in the 90s and early 2000s. And people were like, well, so they all probably thought it was just the album name, Hackers. It was all just music about computer, not putting together, it was a movie. And that's where like the people that made the movie were kind of somewhat salty about it. Whereas like we put this together, we developed it. Like one of the director had a friend that composed music, that this guy literally made music for the movie to get these certain feels for them. The whole scene where they're in those phone booths and it's spinning around, which I still love that shot in this movie, by the way.
Good shot.
It's one of my favorites. There's a whole like baseline techno track going, and he's like, yeah, that was one of my best friends. He laid down this bass track line and we just built on that. And now it's one of his favorite like songs in the movie. And it was tailor made for it. And no one picked up on it till way later. But they also bring up a good point that this movie would not even be considered a cult classic. And we've talked about this, like popular movies can't be called a cult classic. It has to be rediscovered. Hackers essentially has been rediscovered 20 years after it came out. And that's why it has such an impact now. It was another movie ahead of its time, you know.
Even just posting a joke about this on Instagram of like, oh, I want to cover this movie, ha 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 ha. We actually got like a really kind of like big response.
We did,
yeah. It was kind of crazy. I'm curious to the Proxy brothers, Paradox brothers, Pete and Leo. What is it like watching this movie now?
Yeah,
it's a time capsule. Not only with I was a young adult at the time the film came out. Those styles, people wore that weird shit sometimes. Now these were high school kids in New York City, and I was in Columbus, Ohio at the time, and it was more flannels and backwards ball caps and Chuck Taylors and things like that. But it's as I was watching the movie, there's a lot of nostalgia. You know, the 3.5-inch floppies. I'm like, oh, that's adorable. The rollerblades. I rollerbladed all over the place in college. We lived 3/4 of a mile away from campus, and that was if you didn't want to take the bus, you rollerbladed in or skateboarded in. Jolt Cola, for heaven's sakes.
Oh
Ah,
Oh
God.
my God. Now, when I was in high school, that was the drink of choice. And
Yes.
if you drink enough of it, you could get pretty messed up.
That was
Wonderful.
that was a challenge. You could literally almost get high
Yeah,
from the
yes.
caffeine intake.
It's true.
Because
There-
as I sit here drinking my Gatorade Fast Twitch energy drink, back then it wasn't as easily got to get
But
like a
that's
lot
no
of caffeine.
surge, okay? None
No,
of
it's
these
no-
are.
Oh, brother.
Yeah.
No surge.
I
They,
used
But
to drink that stuff like it was air.
yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, it was so cool.
That's why
Is-
your name's Code Red, though. You know.
Yeah, this is what I have to deal with now.
Is there a more 90s term than I'll beep you? Is there anything from the 90s that is, if you say I'll beep you, oh, you grew up in the 90s?
Yeah.
I had a beeper for like half a second, I feel like, and it was when I got my first job in Columbus.
Yeah.
They gave us beepers. And it had to be only for like a few months, because then all of a sudden Nextel was the next big thing, and they gave all of us in the warehouse Nextel phones
Mhm.
because it had the two-way radio function, which was so much easier when you needed to get a hold of someone. But yeah, that whole beeper lifestyle or mobile phones, like my younger cousin, he had a car phone. You know, it was attached
Wow.
to his car.
Whoa.
It was those old school hardwired, the big, it looked like the military case, you know, the guy that had the backpack, and the general would grab it off the guy's back. Give me an airstrike. It was a miniature box like that screwed into his Cavalier. And it was a car phone. And I'm like, who do you know that you need a freaking car phone? Is it just mom calling you all the time and that's it? Give my cousin shit. Yeah, it's the Plastic Chic Jared over on the Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling show. But that was the first time I ever really saw one like I could touch, you know. And I don't even know how much it would cost to make phone calls on that thing, because you remember
I never
that
knew
was-
how any
yeah.
of that worked.
I remember when it was like free to call after 9 or some shit. So imagine
yeah.
what the bill was
Mhm.
for a car phone.
I laughed so much with this movie when they kept talking about touch tone telephone, which was the evolution of the rotary phone, and nobody
Correct.
knows
Yeah.
now what either of those two things were.
Yeah, not anymore.
But yeah, it's for me. I grew up in the '90s in Seattle, so you know, once Nirvana hit, that's all anyone talked about. So I
Sure.
barely noticed this movie
See,
because
I remember grunge more than I do this aesthetic.
yeah,
you
it
know.
was just the thing there. It's the way it worked,
Well,
and
grunge was definitely way more popular than what cyberpunk ever. I mean, even now, like cyberpunk is a very like niche thing, I'd say.
it is to even the punk scene to an
Yeah.
extent. It's our version of the anime girls or whatever, I guess.
The
You know,
Ubus? Yeah,
yeah,
that's funny.
like there's a group that has it and they're fine, but you know, it's not that it's not accepted. It's just it's its own little thing.
Well,
And
it comes in waves, I think. Like, didn't we just got that Cyberpunk 77, whatever that
Yeah.
video game is
Yeah, the
Keanu
game.
did. And it was like all of a sudden there's all these people that are totally into Cyberpunk. You know, it's
Yeah.
like it got brought to the surface, and now it's just kind of slowly trickled back down. It's like ebbs and waves, you know, with the
Right,
trends.
right. I don't know. Between that and I guess for me, with I Tron, you know, was always a thing for me.
I always go
Yeah.
back to that.
I war games with the Whopper.
Yes.
I had my movies that were very based in tech and tech takeover and things like that. It just wasn't this one, so I didn't get the opportunity then to experience it, as we talked about earlier. Looking at it now, it's it's a fun movie. I'm torn because I see how I could have enjoyed it so much if it was at the right time era and I was the right target demographic for it.
Right.
And I don't enjoy it that much. You know, I want to. There's a part of me that really wants to glom onto it, and I'm just not able to because I'm too far removed.
That's fair.
And
That's fair.
that's fascinating to me because, as I've told Steven so many times, is looking at these shows through the lens of this podcast and this new perspective, even stuff I've seen 1,000 times, taking it through that filter has given me a whole new experience for the movies I watch, and it makes a whole new appreciation for it.
Right.
Well, and that is interesting, is it? So, because sometimes, we are, when we're on a show and one of us has nostalgia for something that the other one doesn't have, it's very much this idea that like you're seeing it through somebody else's lens. And so that happened when we did, I think it was Night of the Demons, because
So
Night of the Demons I had really very little experience with, but Leo grew up with it.
Yep.
And it was actually kind of funny because we covered that and Maniac Cop at the same time, which I have like so much nostalgia for Maniac Cop. I love that movie.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so it was kind of neat but I don't think Leo has quite the same love for that movie that I do. So it was kind of neat to have those two things back to back. And
Yeah.
and well, yeah, but and there is something about trying to see a movie through somebody else's eyes.
Yeah.
And it is interesting too, because like for me personally, like with the podcast, like there's some movies, I haven't seen everything. I know that. And it's like stuff that now I'm like, well, I haven't seen that. I would like to, but we might cover it. So I want to
That's-
hold off. That way I can see
You
through
want
the-
that
the
raw,
Yeah.
experience of. Well, it's like we just did Stone Cold. Nate had never watched Stone Cold, and it's actually one of the few movies he watched twice before the podcast.
Yeah.
Within a certain amount of time. So but it's one I grew up with. It's a movie I knew quite well, and I don't. There's like been some horror movies that have been brought up on here that I don't have the same connection to, like say Nate or Pete does, but I can see why they have a connection to it. But the closest we've ever gotten was when I brought like Brain Scan to these guys, and
Yeah.
neither had seen the movie, and then getting this like they just like what we're going now with Pete and Leo, we see that snapshot of a time period. We understand why this latched onto you. It's just really hard to get that same kind of feel, that latch to it that me and Steven have for this movie. And I like how Nate's kind of like the in between. He's like, he has a history with this movie.
Yeah.
Yet when he watched it, the movie had probably been out 10 years by the time Nate
Yeah.
got around to watching it, so it was just, even he's looking back at something that Steven and I experienced right when it was at its core, like at its peak, which is kind of wild. One thing I want to talk about this movie, though, before we get into our normal stuff here, is I absolutely love, and we've mentioned Tron a couple times already, is their mix of, in a movie that you hear as hackers, you would expect this super cheesy, bad 90s graphics like we had in Children of the Corn Part 2, where we had the Lawnmower Man sequence.
Amazing work of
That-
art, deserves an Oscar.
Totally. But when watching this movie, going, this movie feels different than that. Watching the behind the scenes, they actually mixed practical set building with the computer generated. There's a scene right when the movie starts that they're flying to New York and they're doing that overhead shot of New York. And
was
it
pretty cool.
transitions into a computer board, a computer chip board.
Mhm.
They created this board to look like the exact same overlay of New York.
Oh, that's
So
fun.
computer
They did
chips aren't stacked like they are in
Uh-huh.
there,
No.
but
Right.
it's made to emulate the skyscrapers, the little traces that show like electricity going across were cars that were going across. Go ahead, Steve.
I was just saying, I got excited because they did that at the end too, and I had never noticed it before.
Yes.
Never. When it pulls back on the pool on the roof, it turns into this microchip.
Yeah.
With all the cars becoming these sort of like energy beams shooting back and forth. I thought that was very cool.
And the part where they're all in the like when they're all hacking and you have the towers that have all of the like streams of data, those were actual towers, physical glass towers,
Cool.
because that's the set that Fisher Stevens and Penn Jillette are in. Like they're in that was their server room instead of all the server blades that we know now. That was these glass towers. And what they did was they filmed just plain glass and they animated all of the text on top of it. So it's a mix of CG animation and practical effect that just
Whoa.
That's
and it
cool.
works. Like
Yeah, it
even
did.
like I'm
Yeah.
watching this on the Blu-ray. God, I don't. I know the Tubi usually is a pretty good rip. And a matter of fact, I think the Tubi is a direct rip of the Shout Factory one.
It's pretty good.
But when you watch this on a straight up Blu-ray player on, you know, a true clean cut, this movie's gorgeous. Like this movie is one of those that it doesn't feel polished, but it's like this movie was made to be upgraded to, you know, Blu-ray status.
Yeah, those effects, as far as the representation of the server room and cyberspace,
Yeah.
while complete bullshit, was very cool as far as the visual effect.
I
The
never seen
worm.
anything
I
like it
enjoyed 'em.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well-
like even with modern, like the Matrix or whatever,
Mm.
I still think this did a much better visual. It was very striking. I'd never
Yes.
seen
Yeah.
a movie
Mhm.
take the inside of a computer world, if you will, and do this vision of it.
So
Well, I
the-
also love every time they go to hack. It does I think what they use is a miniature, and a camera goes through what looks like a microchip into
Yes.
an Ethernet cable,
You're
and
right.
then and it looked cool. Like it looked
Yeah.
cool. I'm
Yeah.
I'm reading
No,
what's happening.
It's
Yeah.
it's I mean that whole thought process is carried on into other movies. Like I still remember like in the first Fast and the Furious where we follow the NOS into the engine of the car.
Mhm.
You know, that's that whole like we're transporting you into what's happening that's works in the computer thing. And I mean this is also around the time like I'm reminded of movies like Virtuosity, which was like supposed to be like this next level like virtual reality kind of thing. Even that one's effects are way overshadowed by hackers effects. Like they really put a lot of thought and some really great cinematography ideas into keeping it updated. And somehow, I don't know, it was just like this the you know the golden ticket or whatever that it worked and it still holds up today. And it's just one of those rare things because I can watch a movie I love from being a kid and going, damn man, these effects are killing it for me, man. I remember as a kid that this was the best thing since sliced bread, and now I'm like, oh god, I can't watch this. But I watched this movie going, this still holds up.
Yeah.
I
And it's a
mean,
great example of how practical and CGI can work together.
and
like-
should still be done. Damn it!
It
Yeah.
can be, and there are not as many now movies that still do a great job of
Yeah.
blending the two.
Right?
I wish more would. Because
Star
Yeah.
Wars, all the Star Wars stuff does it
Yeah.
beautifully.
Yeah. Oh, the way they're doing, like I know we've talked about this. I'm getting a little bit of burnout with all that new stuff, but the way they film the television shows now, which it's almost like it's all studio, but it's on a green screen, and they build
Yeah.
partial sets.
Mhm.
There's still like puppetry. There's still special effects, and then they mix in the CG. I love that.
Oh, it looks
I think
looks
great.
amazing.
It
It
adds
does.
like a way to make that world really come to life and like
Makes
And
it
it's-
big and living.
even
It's
like
tan-
yeah,
it's
it makes
tangible
it
to the
seem
actors
bigger.
too.
Yeah, exactly. Like they can actually react to something now.
Right.
And like the greatest thing of like Mandalorian, like we actually have clone trooper armor now. Because
Right.
in
Yeah.
those movies, it was all CG for the clone troopers. So to actually physically see that armor, I'm just like, this is what I've been wanting for so damn long.
I
It's-
always am reminded of the interview I watched of the guy that played Gandalf in Lord of the Rings.
Ian McKellen.
Oh,
Ian
yes.
McKellen. Where he talks about because they were asking like, "Oh, what was it like to film?" And he goes, "It was the loneliest thing I've ever
Aw.
done in my life." Because everything with him with the hobbits, because he, you know, the hobbits are supposed to be small, he's shot on a green screen and to show, you know, the perspective of him being bigger. And he's like, it was always just on green sets, green screens.
There's
He
a
goes-
heartbreaking picture of him like inside of Bilbo's like
Bilbo's hut, the
yes,
house. Yeah.
and it's like it's just tennis balls and it's just him with his head down in
That's-
between a take.
That's the
just like,
image I
ah.
always remember, and the tone in his voice. Now he does have a lot more where he
And
gets to deal with, you know,
Those
like
first three Lord of the
Christopher
Rings
Lee.
movies are heavy and practical and CG, and then the Hobbit trilogy is all CG.
almost all CG. Yeah,
Eh.
they
It
lost
had to
some
be
of the
super
charm.
disappointing for him as well to come from one to the other, where he in the first trilogy got to have some interaction and then move into this completely void room.
Yeah, like-
Yeah, it's kind of what. So I always kind of go back to that, but I wanted to make sure, if nothing else, I wanted to highlight the fact that while some of our movies from the 80s and 90s are built on a lot of cheese and a lot of cheesy
Oh,
effects.
cheese is good.
But this movie
Jeez.
pulls it
So
off
delicious.
though, to where while this movie's cheesy in certain things, the effects are not cheesy whatsoever. That's
No.
one of the things that elevates this movie over so
But I
many
wouldn't even
others of
say
its
it was
time.
cheesy back then. Like it's I
No,
don't
I
know.
think
I always
it's
have a hard time sometimes where it's
it's a
just like,
product of its
is
time
it
of us looking
cheesy
now.
or is it, yeah, it's the product of the time.
I always
Yeah.
get reminded of the Christopher Reeve Superman movie.
Mhm.
The advertisements for that film came out with the taglines like, "This summer you will believe a man can
I
fly,"
believe a man can
because
fly.
this was one of the first movies to really adapt that green screen tech in the background, so they could really make it look like he was actually out there flying.
Yes.
And for the time, nobody had done anything like it before. Nobody had ever. That was their hook. That was their big thing. This is a breakthrough in filming technology. You look at it now, I believe it still holds up, honestly.
I do.
But
100%.
compared to how far we've advanced and how much that green screen tech has advanced with us, you can see the differences. You can see, okay, maybe it's a little lackluster now. Maybe it doesn't hold up to
Right.
today's standards, but we don't, to something Steven says all the time, we don't compare it to now. We
But
compare it to then.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
got
I-
to
And
compare
back
it to
then,
the
it was the
moment.
pinnacle.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
this
I
movie-
can't compare that to Henry Cavill's Superman now.
Right.
That's not
exactly,
fair.
exactly,
Yeah.
right? And so, for hackers, for that movie, for that time era, if you compare that to Matrix, is it noticeably different and possibly cheesy and whatever? Sure. But if you compare it to other things of the time, it was the best there was.
It's up there. Yeah.
Especially
No.
when it comes to mid 90s. I mean, we had so many like hacker-esque movies,
Well, and at what point are you style over substance? And I think style over substance is fine. Like, I like John Wick movies, and I think they're style over substance.
Oh.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But like, this movie is style. This
Oh,
movie
yeah.
is style.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You
This
know-
movie is going for cool. Like that's
Exactly.
what it's doing.
It is like what they say about the Princess Bride. Like, all of the boring parts are cut out. You know what I mean? You see a little bit of typing. You see, like, Dade Murphy's fingers waving in the air as the camera.
I love
shooting
that
from underneath
shot.
the-
That
yes,
to get
yes.
this shot of finger moving typing. I kept forgetting to talk about that.
Yeah.
It's like he's over a piece of plexiglass and the camera's underneath it and he's like air typing.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know why that jumped out at me last night where I'm like, they really shot this dude just over a camera flicking his fingers,
Look, the movie's trying. Like, yes, as an adult, as somebody in his 40s watching this movie, I can look at it and go, okay, like, this is a perfectly entertaining film. It's not a perfect film.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, yes.
But I can look at that, but you can have a sense of humor and you can notice that the film is really trying. It's really trying to be creative. It's really trying to do it differently. And as far as, like, people always complain about the camera moving through those big blue towers. So let me tell you something. As somebody who's not a tech guy, every time you four all went talking about computers, my mind was soaring through those blue towers.
Whoa, this is what it's like when we podcast with Leo. Like, I'm actually in the wires.
That's just my tech safe space. It's just me
okay.
soaring
You're
through
not
those wires.
you're not alone on that, man. This was literally the only thing I could connect to with computers. Like, I'm not a tech guy,
Yeah.
but because I grew up with this movie, I kind of thought that's what the insides of computers, and if you put it in a 3D scape, that's what it looked like. Apparently, according to Pete and Leo, it's ones and zeros everywhere.
Right. Yeah, whatever. I think
That
they don't know what
sounds
they're
more
talking
like-
about.
That sounds more like bullshit. If I'm
Yeah. Hackers is real to me, and
Okay,
that's what
all right,
matters.
that's
I
I
will say-
always picture, if you guys ever watched RoboCop 2, you remember when the Kane robot flips its screen out and it's ones and zeros? When Kane's face comes out of the numbers, and then all of a sudden it's Lawnmower Man right there. That's what I thought. Like they made pictures with ones and zeros.
Yeah.
I have to say the way like the Matrix did it is closer to the reality of it, even still being sci-fi and crazy. It's closer than hackers got.
It comes
not
down
for-
in rain. That's
Yeah.
what I always
Right,
remember about
right.
The Matrix.
Yeah, for me, I'm Jeff Bridges in The Big Lebowski. I'm on a carpet and I'm just flying through
Wide-eyed.
light blue towers. Yeah, right, with my eyes wide open. Wow,
He's-
technology is amazing.
And a whole new world is being played in the background.
He's flying he's flying under resistors, around capacitors, all this stuff. I took electronics in
Whereas
trade school.
Ultron, when
Yeah.
he logged
Right.
into the internet, he decided all of humanity needs to be destroyed.
Exactly.
He was just like,
Right.
this is so cool.
I've got Angelina Jolie next to me,
Yeah.
and she's, I can show you the world. Yes.
I can't help but picture, was it Pick of Destiny when Jack Black's riding the Sasquatch?
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
So I wanted to point something out
go
that
ahead, Pete.
Leo, I'm sorry, Proxy Paradox. Pardon me.
We're so bad at this.
I'm
We've
so
already-
sorry. Yeah,
We have
We're so
doxed
busted.
ourselves this
we had a-
entire episode.
we
The
had a plan.
FBI is coming for us.
Yeah. We had a plan for a shtick, and we're totally it up. Anyway, but Leo brought up. I thought I misread where you were going with your Superman reference. Proxy Paradox. Superman 3. So the folks in Hackers were doing. They were stealing money by taking a certain percentage of every transaction. You go to the gas station, it says $2.99 .0099. So
Yeah.
these hackers, what the plague was doing is they were taking those small microtransactions and dumping them into an account elsewhere, which is exactly what Richard Pryor did in Superman 3.
I have this note. This is,
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought that's where you were headed. I'm like, wow. Because as soon as, again, first time I've seen this movie, and when they described what they were doing, I'm like, well, Richard Pryor already did that in Superman 3, and that was a couple of years ago.
I'm waiting for him to show up and set his hair on fire and run through
Yeah,
the set. You know?
right. Also, wasn't that also the premise of Office Space?
I
How
was
they
going to
were-
say, you're also talking about getting
Definitely.
ready to talk about one of my favorite
Yeah.
like anything movies. I have no idea why I love Office Space because I've never worked in an office, but
Uh-huh.
it's one of my favorite movies. And they reference, isn't this just like Superman 3, where we
Yeah,
just
yes.
take little bits?
Little bits,
Michael
yeah.
Bolton, the guy who was trying to
Right.
explain. Screw that guy! I had that name first. He should change his name.
I just wanted to bring that. I thought that's where
I
you were
love
headed.
it.
Proxy.
It was something upcoming. Absolutely.
okay.
That's awesome. I love it. I love it. Well, speaking of that, does anyone have any other notes that they want to make sure they get out before we start our ending stuff? Nate holds us. Everyone's holding up their hands, damn it.
There's a lot going on.
Well, all right, well, okay. Well,
It's
let's
classic.
to
Classic.
remind everyone. So let's Smog Comet, please. What is
Well-
your final thought?
Well, I think also just something that this movie really captures really well too is, like I said, like youth versus adults. You know, it
Yes.
captures this sense that like when you're young and in your 20s, or I mean, wait, I say 20s, it's because these people are supposed to be 17 and 18.
Yeah.
But they're all like 25.
They're all in their
But-
20s.
They're all in their
Definitely.
20s. But it really captures that us versus them mentality that I really, really enjoy. And all these characters, Serial Killer and Lord Nikon and, you know, Acid Burn, all of them, there's a lot of self-importance around them. And I think that actually is a strength of the movie, because when you're young, everything that you do feels like it matters so much and it's so important. And they have these manifestos and they have these very strong politics. And, you know, unlike the Plague, who is, you know, he's a Ronin, like I said, you know, he's out there for no one. They have this just cause that they're fighting for. And like all people in their 20s, it's a little vague and I'm not sure it totally makes sense.
It's definitely like anti-establishment, which
Yes,
is
that's-
that's
yeah.
what they're going for.
You know, you can see it in the movie that there's an anti-establishment thing, that there's, you know, the FBI is the stooges, the stiffs, whereas they have this like very, you know, diverse cast of hackers that are all these different people, and you can have I think the Razor and Blade are very entertaining in this movie
I like
because
those
they have
characters.
like a club, and they have all this security, and I'm like, these guys are like 23 years old.
Where'd you get all the money for that shit?
Yeah, they're probably still on their parents' insurance, like
Right.
you know,
Oh god.
but they're very entertaining, and it's I don't know, there's that world where you can have this very where all these people, everything that they're doing feels so important to them. To me, like, spoke so deeply to how I felt in my 20s.
And I like that. I like the
Mhm.
way you put it, as the kids are feeling like they can basically, solve the planet's problems with this. But yet the other reason why it's the antithesis of the plague. The plague was that, but now he's figured out that I can use this power for money, for personal gain.
Yeah.
So it's very, I guess with the samurai aspect, he's on his own, but it's very greed focused when everyone
Oh,
else is
sure.
trying to
Yeah.
give it free information. But I want this other guy's like, I want money. That's
Mhm.
what I want to get out of this. So, all right, Code Red, you held your hand up. So what do
Isn't
you
that
got
like
there?
Mountain Dew or something?
Yeah, it's Mountain Dew
Yes.
Code Red.
Yes, I drink a lot of Code Red and eat a lot of Snickers.
Ew, stop that.
No,
It's just no.
Oh,
don't make me. No.
screw you.
That's a hacker lifestyle, right
I'm
there.
an adult. I can do what I want. I know the
No
consequences.
wonder you paint the bathroom every day. Jesus.
Ew. Oh, you mean actually? Okay.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was going to say. I was going to say, we don't know that it's literal. He literally goes in there, gets the rollers on, and just starts painting.
People have that tower of toilet paper next to the bowl. He's just got a can of paint.
Yeah.
I believe it. All right, Code Red.
All right. My only last thing was, the arcade in this movie is what I've always wanted arcades to be.
Oh God, it was
And
wonderful.
instead, what we get
Yep.
is Dave and Buster's, which is just Applebee's with an air hockey table. And
Yeah.
I feel completely cheated because, like, having like 7 monitors forming one screen
Yeah.
to play whatever that video game is, like, that's what I've always wanted in life, you know?
It reminds me of the hideout of the Foot Clan in the
Yes.
in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
You guys are taking my thing. I had a final thought. Damn it.
Hack the planet!
Screw it. CyberAxe is going next. I was going to say, if I have one bitch about this movie, is where the hell were all these awesome teenage hangout hideouts? We had the
corn,
Foot Clan.
It wasn't part of ours.
We had the hangout from RoboCop 2 where all of the unruly kids and gangs got to hang out. We got the big cool hangout and hackers. And there's like 2 of them. One's a dance club. The other's just like this place where they can there's pay phones next to where you sit. So you can make free long distance phone calls all day.
Yeah.
27 screens so I can play this rolling ball thing. Like, where was that when I was a kid? Like, I never got these cool freaking hangouts that I kept being shown on movies that this is what every kid does. Bullshit. I never got to do that. I'm 43. I've never got to do that.
I didn't get invited to parties in high school, okay? So
neither did I.
Yeah, they all had cool computers and they were getting laid. I had drama club.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
That's all right.
What was all this? This is
I played
bullshit.
Halo.
This is how I know it was all built in fantasy, because it didn't work for
Right.
me. All right, Brass Paradox. You got any final thought?
Yeah, so Dade got on my rough side immediately, not only for the assholery of doing the Outer Limits on TV instead of just going up to the Blockbuster, and of all the things you could be doing on your day of I'm allowed to do this.
This is coming from the guy that was always chasing women, so he's
Right,
like, "Ooh,
right,
that'd be
right.
nice."
But he was,
Yeah.
but
he
he
didn't
was,
watch the Outer Limits.
yeah.
but he was also wearing sunglasses at night inside his room in
Yes!
front of his computer. You're a goddamn douchebag. I mean, you made me so like that opening scene that he's there just tippy tappy tippy.
Those
tappy.
old monitors, he would not be able to see shit.
Exactly. Yeah, he had a monochrome. Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah, the brightness
Yeah.
turned way the hell up.
So
But guess
angry.
what? That just means the Matrix ripped off Dade, damn it. Because
right.
everybody wore sunglasses in the Matrix because they were like, hey, remember that? The old
Right.
ways of Dade. Zero
But-
Cool wore sunglasses.
See, that's
Only
like
when they
the
were
worst
actually
part.
in the Matrix. They didn't do it when they were on the ship typing. That's the point.
Yeah, exactly. And like
Well,
that's the worst part of the Matrix Reloaded is when they're all like hanging out in their cyberpunk goth gear, having a meeting about the chosen one at the
Uh-huh.
opening of that movie. You just go, yeah, this doesn't work. Like, maybe we should have only had one movie because this
Right.
looks really bad when you got 30 some people all in trench coats and sunglasses.
Right.
I just
So
thought
I-
that's how it worked.
So I did mention the trifecta of the 90s, the 3.5-inch floppy, Joel Cola, and the beepers, but I forgot to mention crowd surfing. We got
Yeah.
a unintentional crowd surfing, and I've been to a lot of concerts in my life, and not once have I ever seen anyone actually crowd surf.
You're going to the wrong
Yeah,
concert.
you're going to the wrong
sir.
one.
Clearly,
sir.
it's
Uh,
very true. So that's just something I've never experienced in my
Come to
I
a
life.
might
concert
be
with
afraid
me
to
and
do
Nate.
it now
there-
because
yeah.
of my back
Is
and
there
my knees.
anything more 90s than crowd surfing outside of beepers and Joel
I'm
Cola?
sorry. You come to a concert with me and Nate. We can show you that crowd surfing is still alive and well.
Yeah.
It
That's
goes
all I
on.
If you want to get to a place, you just crowd surf.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Oh, is
the
that
only
how
way
it-
you're getting
Yeah.
through the crowds.
That's how I'm going to get to work today.
Yeah.
Take
All
me
right.
to the bathroom. I need to paint it.
I'm not touching him. All right.
Get me there quickly.
Proxy Paradise or Proxy
Paradise.
Paradise. I like that. Proxy Paradox. What is your final thought?
I went to the trouble of bullet pointing a few things that I hadn't brought up, but I feel it's important to bring up
Sure.
from my particular point of view of seeing this as an adult tech nerd. First of all, double fisting smokes to prove that you're tough doesn't.
Joey!
Leave Joey alone.
Joey!
There's a scene where they're trying to get on the phone and the operator says deposit $5 for the first minute. Who the hell are you calling?
No shit.
Are you trying to get to Hawaii? What the hell's going on here?
Hello,
Not
China.
sure. Even for the 80s, that was crazy. 90s, pardon me. Somebody said, look at that pooper, man. That is not a pickup line.
No.
I've tried it. It doesn't work.
I
Stop
couldn't tell
doing
if
it.
they were excited by it or grossed out by it. Like, am I the only one that was like, I don't
think
understand? Because they didn't show me the pooper. I would like to also have my opinion on the pooper.
His next line, and it's sad that I remember all these lines, is spandex is a privilege, not a right.
Not a right.
So,
Yeah.
yes.
Now, I also, given our bathroom painting conversation, want to give that advice over to Nate real quick because,
Oh, please do.
or at least you can have the nickname Pooper Man, whatever you like.
Either or.
You're never, I don't care what you're doing, going to hack as much information download as you want from that main Whopper computer onto that floppy drive. It
Yeah.
does not have enough data storage on it.
Wait,
it-
did those things have like 3 megabytes? What was it?
If
One
you
point-
were lucky, you had maybe 10 or
One-
20. That was like the height of them. Like that, you can't, there's just not enough in there for everything that they were downloading. It's not going to happen. Sorry.
That, and if you interrupt a download, all that
It's gone.
information is going to get truncated, and there's no saving it. There's
You'd literally have to put a new disk in and start over. It's just
Yeah.
not going to happen. The final thought is, I don't care how many Glad bags you use. You're never going to bring that Walkman into the shower successfully. I was personally offended that they even showed that.
This is such. This shows the difference between our shows because this is such a spoiled of horror idiosyncratic thing.
Uh-huh.
Which,
I love
for,
it.
again, for your audience who hasn't seen this movie since they were 12, is that Joey, the dork hacker, is wearing headphones in the
Orange-
shower.
Old style.
orange
Like-
Sony wire. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, with like bags around it.
He's
So you
got
can wear it in the
every
shower.
Glad
Sandwich
handy
bag.
bag
Yeah.
wrapped around this stuff. That's not going to work. It's not going to work. Not for that tech. It doesn't
you-
happen.
And you know what's funny? I saw that and I laughed and I thought to myself, I'm not going to bring it up because it's not our show.
Totally fine.
I missed that on my first watch, but when I watched it yesterday, I couldn't believe what I was seeing yesterday.
All
What a
right.
great call
Well,
out.
that was awesome, guys. I'm loving this. So I think it's time, and I know a lot of people are probably questioning, Charlie, why would you even be doing this next your bits? It doesn't fit. You've been hacked. Oh no, Charlie has a plan. So I think it's time to do the things.
Yeah.
Leave anything for us?
Just bodies. Body count. Body count. Body count. Body count.
Yes, in fact, Charlie has somehow figured out how to get a body count out of this movie. This movie was so, and we've talked about this, so like smartly written that
Yeah.
instead of them killing tons of people to cause this ecological disaster, all of the ships are computer controlled. There's not any crew, and they make a point to say that. Like they do capsize one of the ships in the beginning of the thing when they talk about the virus, the Da Vinci virus. That was an actor they hired to be that guy. You know that, right?
Yeah.
That was literally a dude that he is credited as the Da Vinci virus. But there is a death in this movie.
There was?
Richard Gill died in this movie.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, that guy.
On paper, I suppose. Or
Yeah. They
in
killed him.
cyberspace. Yeah.
And as far as it happens on a computer, it happens in real life.
Oh.
So
It's there forever. It's concrete.
Richard Gill, when he calls the payroll department, you're deceased. So we have one death, and it's Richard Gill's cyber identity. So
Well done.
we could call it an asterisk, call it what you want, but I call it a loophole. So on to the next one, and we did discuss this ahead of time, and instead of kill of the week, we are going to go with hack of the week.
Have you ever killed anyone?
Yeah, but they were all bad.
So we're going to pick our favorite hacks of the movie, and let's start with Brass Paradox. Brass
Okay.
Paradox, what is your favorite hack of
My hack of the week is a virus called the bait and switch virus, where I was led under false pretenses to think that I was going to see Angelina Jolie's boobies, and I barely got to see a nip slip.
To be
As long
fair,
as you
Bullshit.
You got to
this
bring
is
your
kind of
telescope.
this is my fault. All right.
Bullshit.
Because in our group text, I had text out into the ether of, we get to see Angelina Jolie's boobies in this movie, right? That was my exact wording.
Yeah.
And I said
Charlie
yes.
said yes.
Yeah.
And then Pete went, hooray.
That's right.
And then I watched the movie and went, oh yeah, it was more of a nip slip than a full-on
Yeah.
boobie.
False pretenses.
My bad, Pete.
Pete.
Bullshit.
In defense, when you saw this movie when you were like 16,
Oh, that was
that
enough.
was
Yeah.
a big deal.
It was, all right.
That's all it took. That's all it took. So, all right, fair enough. We'll accept that as your hack of the week.
Bait and switch.
Proxy Paradox. We'll keep the Paradox brothers together. Proxy Paradox. What is your favorite hack of hackers?
I had a lot to choose from, and I think my favorite is probably the best of the bunch, in my opinion, which was the 113 moving violations hack.
Yes.
That's gonna f with a person, and
3 for 3.
had to round it out.
Oh, I love it. That's a good one. Okay, Code Red. What's
Don't
yours?
forget mine.
He done forgot his.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
Jesus.
They
Nate done
hacked
got
into my
deleted.
mind. They got me, guys.
Nate done cleared his cache.
Yeah. Blast my cash. Mine's not so much of a hack, I guess you could say, but it was a really clever use of Matthew Lillard hiding underneath a desk and connecting, I'm guessing, some sort of Ethernet port, telephone line to be,
He was checking the
traceable.
phone lines.
But it was the fact that, when he popped up and, was right there in between that woman's thighs, just like, nope, that was not it. Like, I'll just keep on moving. Like, and as he
And-
walked away with his ass hanging out
Yeah.
completely, that's my
Yeah.
style of hacking.
I'm down. I'm
Hacking or
down.
cracking?
One of the two.
Hack the crack, man. Hack the crack. I'm gonna go next
Whatever you're into.
because technically I am not the host of.
You're not the
this
host,
Yeah.
so-
Yeah.
so,
Yeah,
uh,
I will allow you to go next.
Oh,
thank you. So cyber acts. I'm taking the low hanging fruit and the one that's always been just makes me laugh every time I see it, and found out it's a legit virus was the Cookie Monster virus.
yeah.
Yep.
And
Yep.
Yeah.
I was as a kid. Hell, I grew up with Sesame Street. I always thought it was made up for the thing, but in doing research, that it was a real virus, and I found out how you could to slow the virus down. You did type cookie, which is what they say. Type cookie, you idiot. But then in further reading, if you typed in Oreo, it would slow it down even further. It would take longer to do its thing. And I'm like, that's some petty hacker shit right there. And I love it so
That's
much.
just waving your nerd dick around, just acting like you're
Exactly.
so high
Yep.
and mighty.
Let your hacker flag fly. But I will forever. I love the Cookie Monster hack in this. So our new evil overlord, Smog Comet.
One of two.
Yes.
What
Yes.
is your hack of the week?
First of all, Leo, you're more like the bodyguard. You're more like,
Oh, okay. The one that actually got the hack to work. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
no, he's
So-
Pin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's pinned Gillette.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use two. One's not really a hack, but it's sort of. So number one, I always laugh when they're throwing all the different viruses at the Gibson computer, and they do the one that is the rabbit one, and they explain it really well. They're like, oh, it does this, it does that, it does the other thing, and I'm certain that that's real. I'm certain that probably is a real virus or whatnot. But I love the fact that they have to visualize it with like multiple rabbits.
Yes.
And I'm not sure that that's real. I'm not sure that you actually have to like have all of these different rabbits popping up and sort of like multiplying across the screen.
Well, that's what rabbits do, so it makes sense. That's where
Right.
it got its name. So
But I appreciate the visual. But I think the reason I have two is because while I find that one funny, I have to admit, because the movie works for me, it lands all the different points, it hits all the different notes, is that as the hackers are all losing against the Gibson, as they're getting annihilated, when the coup de grace happens and Razor and Blade call in and they're ready to go and they do the whole hack the planet and all the different hackers are throwing their viruses in, I just I get that sweeping moment for when all the superheroes show up at the end of Endgame. I do, and I know it's silly and I know it's goofy, but I really enjoy it. When they call in and everybody's hacking their viruses, I just think it's a lot of fun.
there's that one hacker that comes in saying on your left.
Yes, yes, exactly. All the portals open up, they all come out. It's great.
They're all moving their fingers in different directions.
Yeah, which what it really is that they're these really cool versions of basically the guy from Make Love Not Warcraft in South Park.
Oh yeah. He's got the wrist braces on.
Sorry, I love the wrist brace. That's like my favorite little detail in that.
Yes.
But they're all uber cool, and they're all from different nationalities and different kinds of couples and different places, and I just love that. I think it's great.
Well, it's so funny because it's supposed to be this thing where they're showing it's worldwide. It's like 5 extra people, and as
right.
as we were talking about, Pete is getting ready to record an episode with someone from Australia, and it's like, how many of these people were awake at the time to do this hack? They were like, man, how much longer are we?
And
got?
I'd be in the bathroom making paint
because
right.
Yeah,
two of them were Razor and Blade.
They were across the corner. Why were they not in the subway also with them when they were hacking the thing? But they're important. They got a TV network to worry about.
It's also way cooler if they come in at the last second.
Yeah.
Are we fashionably late?
I have one more.
Okay.
Because as the Uber hacker, I'm going to do a little bait and switch. I'm going to do a little misdirect and actually give you the Penn Jillette hack. Because the fact that he was even in the movie like any good magician, being who he was, and being exactly who he was at that point in history.
Yes. They actually had an interview with him, and they were talking whenever Joey first gets in there accidentally, and Penn Jillette's not paying it. He's the worst security guard ever
Pretty much.
because he's not paying attention to the giant screen in front of him flashing. He's playing a handheld video game. And Penn Jillette goes, so in that scene, they literally gave me like a handheld video game. And he goes, I'd never played one before. So he goes, what you're seeing is me fully engrossed in that video game, not paying attention. He goes, they did 5 takes and I never heard them say action. He goes, so he goes, when you watch it and you're like, how is that guy not paying attention? He goes, that's the most legit thing it's probably in the movie. I'm not paying attention to the world around me playing
It's the best
a handheld
acting he's
video
ever
game.
done.
It's perfection. It's perfection. All right, guys. Well, let's rate this bad boy. So let's see. This is going to be slightly interesting. I think first I'm going to start with Code Red. Let's get the elder millennial out of the way real quick.
I'm the baby. Don't call me elder.
Yeah,
I don't like that. Not cool. You age all of yourselves, not me. All right.
I kind of think that's the point of the term.
Nope. No, I don't. Respond to such slander. For me, this is a solid 8 out of 10. Like, I still had a lot of fun with this. I will keep on watching Hackers. I don't know when the next time I will watch it, but it's one of those that, yeah, if I come across this on Tubi or whatever on a random Sunday, it's gonna get played probably. Like, It's fun. Like, I still have a lot of fun with it. Got that, high school love of just like, man, I wish my life could have been like that in high school and not just surrounded by cornfields. It's whatever. It's cool. So yeah, that's that. We've said everything that I could say. I can't beat a dead horse.
We can just rate it.
Yeah.
So it's all right. Let's go Proxy Paradox. Keep wanting to say paradise, man. I don't know. Something I see Leo's face.
Look
and
at
I
that
go,
face.
I am
it's
paradise. I'm at a bit of a disadvantage having not grown up with it, but from a film lover point of view, it's a solid film. It's got fun stuff. It's got great actors. It's got some that aren't so great, but that also makes a good film happen. I remember distinctly one person in there who seemed like his entire diet consisted of 2-liter bottles of Diet Coke. And I'm going to give it about 8 2-liter bottles of Diet Coke in a review.
Nice.
I think it's a fair chance for a pretty good movie.
I love this. I love it. All right. Well, I want to split the paradoxes. Brass Paradox. What are you rating Hackers?
Much like my brother Paradox, I don't have a lot of nostalgia for this. It's a clever movie. It's well written, I thought, and for the most part, well acted. I was surprised how much I liked it. I'm not sure this is something I'm going to go back to frequently. It's maybe not my thing, but it was fun. I'll give it a 7.5.
Excellent. I like that.
I will recommend this for a one-time watch for sure.
Awesome. All right. Do we flip a coin, Steven? I'm trying to
I
figure out
let
how
them
we do
fight.
I could just have Leo get rid of you.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, that's true.
I
I
don't-
can just hack you away. So
I
you
don't
gotta
have
get
any
going.
control here,
Yeah.
so I will defer to you. Do you want to go or do you want me to go?
I'll go next, and then you can end us.
Right, all right.
Perfect.
I will end you.
Yeah. Well, you're the axe. All right. So
Right.
So
I am
right.
the ultimate hack.
Right. So listen, I see this movie through rose-tinted glasses. There's just no way around it. I recognize its flaws, but I find the flaws endlessly charming. I don't find them to be something that gets in the way of the movie. I love the performances in this movie. I think especially Fisher Stevens, Matthew Lillard, and Angelina Jolie are really great in it. But there's nobody I don't like. I like the kid playing Phantom Freak. I like everybody. And there's other than Lorraine Bracco, she's pretty terrible.
We already established that.
Right. And I agree with something that Pete said. This is a well-written script. Things come back. There are nice arcs. There's a nice, act 1, act 2, act 3 structure. All the stuff with the villain works. And it's also very funny. And that was another thing that I really enjoyed watching this again and sort of like revisiting my youth, going, I remember this movie making me laugh before, and the jokes are still landing. I'm laughing. I'm having a good time. I'm really enjoying it. I can't get the nostalgia factor out of the way. It's just impossible. I could never give this an objective review. So I've got to go with a 9 out of 10. I love this movie. I love it.
This is what I love, though, is like having someone that has such a deep connection with the movie on the show, and like, because it's what we do. It's our thing.
I mean, I can't tell you how many times on Spoils of Horror I've said hack the planet to Leo's glassy-eyed look. Like, and now he knows what that means. So
I don't roll my eyes as far back as I used to now because I've seen the film.
Now you'll celebrate with him.
Right.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. Well, I guess that comes up to me. I could copy paste. See what I did there? Exactly what Steven just said. I can never get rid of my nostalgia for this movie. I honestly, it's kind of wild that, this is a movie Steven's wanted to cover, yet I'm probably the one that's watched this the most out of all of us, because I just have this attachment to this movie, and it's so weird. I'm the action guy. I'm the guy that I can watch Delta Force over and over again. But if you really ask me what movie have I watched the most out of any movie genre, Hackers is up there, like probably in like the top 5 of the amount of times I've seen a movie.
It goes Wayne's World, Hackers, Airheads.
Yeah, I think you just about nailed it right there. Like, seriously. And that's also like right around the same time of me finding these movies like Wayne's World and Airheads and Hackers. It was this teenage angst kind of thing. And like Steven and I got to watch this at a perfect time in our lives that it didn't connect, it latched onto us. We literally downloaded the virus that is Hackers. And I will always love this movie, and there's nothing I don't like about it, even though yes, there's a couple of acting choices in here I may not, as I've gotten better at understanding what I like and don't like in movies, but I will never hold it against this movie. So I'm gonna match. I'm a 9 Al Leong for this movie.
All right.
It is a blast from the past, much like we said about Brain Scan. It is a perfect kind of movie to bring all of us back together again. We did Class of 1999, which again was this like weird snapshot of a time period, of what some people may have thought the 90s were going to look like, or the 2000s, stuff like that. And it's so wild that, we get you guys back on here to do this, and it fits the channel. It fits the give me back my kind of mentality when you look back at these movies, and I love it to death, and I want new generations to find this. It's on Shout Factory, but again, it's free on Tubi if you don't want to spend the dollars.
Are you getting sponsored by Shout Factory? You said their name a lot.
It's not as much as I say Tubi, though, and I really do want Tubi to sponsor us. Just give me that premium so it knows where I left off in the movie. That's all. You don't have to give me money. I just want that option. But nah, I love this. I love the conversation. We've talked about the lifestyle and the movie all in one, and I think this is probably one of our more like deep dive conversations we've had in a long time. And I love it. And I love it's with you guys, brothers of the podcast, and is a blast. So
I'm glad they hacked us.
Yeah. They had they were very forceful in their way of getting on here, but
I do need to change our password.
Steven was never going to shut up about this movie. So
yeah, it served both of our purposes. Trust me.
All I'm going to say is spring for the $5 upgrade to your security package, not the 99-cent security.
And we do want to let everyone know we will give you back your show. We can't possibly manage 2 shows. It's too much work for us.
It's hard for us.
We will give it back to you.
2. I have 2 on this one channel, so you'd be running 3, sir.
Yeah, we're not interested.
Yeah, Spoils of Horror is such a high class event. There's so much that goes into it.
Sell this off yet.
Yeah.
So,
although
we
I
will give it back to you.
I'll say this is a movie though I would have no problem watching 3 times in 1 week to talk about. So I'm just saying,
Sure.
Instead of us watching it the night before and then winging it to do our episodes, it's totally fine.
The fart jokes that we write on our show are high class.
Yeah,
So
it's
Well
God, it's
crafted.
God tier, if I may. Yes.
right,
They
So
call him Smog for a reason.
right.
Smog class.
So here we go. We gift you back your show. It
Thank
was
you.
fun while it lasted.
Wow.
Well, we appreciate it. And to put a nice little explanation point on this particular episode they took over, we don't really talk about what number episode we're on, but it just so happens this is the 98th episode of the Give Me Back My franchise, which
Insane.
means the very next action side is going to be our 100th episode.
Congratulations.
And we're not counting our interviews and stuff like so. We have more than 100 episodes. So someone goes on there and you have more than 100. Yes, I know, but we don't count our interviews. That we're talking about movie reviews, and our 100th episode could be no other movie, in my opinion, than what is quite possibly one of my favorite action movies of all time, and that is Demolition Man.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Good choice.
And you know,
I still don't understand how to use the three
The
seashells.
three shells.
no one will understand how to
understand.
use the three. I think that's the whole part of the joke, and I'm looking forward to doing that. But I'm also glad that you guys are right here just before we hit a milestone, and it's fantastic. And you know, if this had happened to be the 100th, I wouldn't have been upset. But thank you for not hacking my Demolition Man episode.
Well, listen, if you decide against that movie, we've got lots of non-action movies that we could suggest, like
Yep.
romances and dramas and things like that we
Well,
would be happy to
I-
hack in and cover.
I don't think Pete's interested in being replaced just yet on the show, so we'll let that be his shtick going forward. So, all right, everybody, thank you for hanging out with us as we dug into hackers. If you want to continue on in the conversation, you can always find us over on Facebook at Give Me Back My Action Movies, Give Me Back My Horror Movies. We got two fantastic groups running over there that apparently I'm running by myself now. I don't know why.
I might be coming back to Facebook soon.
Okay,
Everyone keeps
we'll see.
sending Facebook videos. I'm like, I can't watch it, and I didn't realize how much your life just depends on damn social media.
Yeah, you
It's
just
stupid.
don't have to click the link, man. I don't know, but
No, like if you get people send funny videos. I can't watch funny videos.
I'm sorry, bud. Well, there's also funny videos on the other place we're at, which is on Instagram at Give Me Back My Action and Give Me Back My Horror Movies. Both of us are active on there. We are on TikTok for now. We'll see where that goes. We talked about that. We are on Twitter and we are on YouTube. Soon we will be starting our new venture into the Tubi Files, Trash or Treasure. Nate and I already have the first movie picked out that we're going to be doing. That'll be on our inaugural launch into that. And Stephen and Leo, if you want people to actually know what Leo looks like, you are always invited to come onto one of our live streams and
You might
enjoy.
regret that.
I regret nothing. You saw who my co-hosts are, right?
Ouch.
Hi.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Zing.
Let us know if you want to up that sex appeal.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, Steve or Leo already come on here thinking he was going to be recorded this entire time. He's got a backdrop behind him. He is perfectly centered in this giant ring of Ouija board, and it's Willioja is what I think it says because he's right perfectly in the middle of the Ouija word.
He keeps
And it's
making
awesome.
sexy poses every time he's not talking.
I know what is he always pucker when you
Yeah.
record with him?
He flexes a lot. It's annoying.
It's my smolder.
That's right. He's got that smolder, and it's intoxicating. So it is fantastic.
His other hacker name is Smolder Paradox.
Not Smolder Paradise.
Smolder Paradise. That's my
Both-
porn name.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's,
It's on my OnlyFans.
of course it is. Yeah.
Smolder Paradise.
Well, while we have you guys on here, why don't you guys tell the people about your show, Spoils of Horror?
Yeah, Spoils of Horror is a weekly show that comes out on Wednesdays where Leo and I basically talk about our relationship with the movie each week. It can be something that's funny. It can be something that's interesting. It can be something that sometimes it's a little serious. We cover horror movies that are forgotten, lost, popular, bizarre. We hit a bunch of different things, and it's a good time. We provide something that's unique and very specific to the movie itself.
You can search for Spoils of Horror on all social medias. We're out there. Just find us and
Right.
hang out with us because that's what we're all about.
There was a moment I thought Steven was going to say illegal, and I was going like, I believe it. Yeah. You know, they talk about a movie called Basket, and I still think that's illegal to watch. You know,
That
so.
having seen Basket, it might be.
You just gotta wait for our hardcore holiday special. That's how.
Yeah, that'll
Oh,
and
yeah.
Fatal Games. I'm not sure we watched legally either.
I bought
Oh,
Basket
no.
just so I could talk to him about it. So I haven't watched it.
Great movie.
So thank you guys for coming on here, man. This has been an absolute blast. And you guys, everybody can go find. We're all on like Instagram together. So if you go
Yeah.
on one of our posts, we're
You'll see
always
each other.
commenting on one another. Not Leo though. Leo will not bring himself down to social media standards.
I have to protect my Anon. I have to be
Yeah.
in the background a little bit
Yes,
so
such
that they don't trace me. I've got 52 VPNs running at all times.
That way he doesn't get hacked. That's
That's
what
right.
That's where we messed up.
Yes,
We can't be
full and
traced that way.
total anonymity. Yeah, don't hurt yourself, kid. That's a Finding Nemo reference. So all right, guys. Well, I think we've nailed it. This is great. Please go check out all of our other shows on the Give Me Back My Podcast Network. We have our very own Pete's
Hey.
Good Beer, Bad Movie Night. He
Yes,
did not
thank you.
disappoint me with the Beastmaster episode.
Yay!
Thank you so much.
I hadn't
It
heard
was-
from
it
you
was-
yet.
I know.
You were
I like
so
to
nervous.
keep him on pins and needles waiting for my response. So it was a fantastic episode. So if you haven't yet, please go check out Good Beer, Bad Movie Night. We also have the monster movie Stomp Down. I think they dove into something a little different. They got into X-Files this
Yeah,
last
X-Files.
time.
They did a TV show. It was very cool.
Yeah, The Host, which fits. It still has a
yeah.
creature in it.
Mhm.
So it worked very good. And Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling with Jimmy and the Plastic Sheik. So fantastic stuff. I think they're getting ready to do, by the time you hear this, they'll have done like their Mount Rushmore of some other wrestling category. I love when they do those where they pick their favorites and put them above all else. So great content everywhere. Follow us over on Instagram and you will find all the other shows that, the Spoils of Horror and we interact with. Too many to list, but they know who they are. And if you haven't, please go back and check out all of our Children of the Corn week special.
Yes.
Where
That was a
Cut
blast. So good.
Cut Above Horror Review did Children of the Corn. We did Children of the Corn Part 2, which I think we won, guys. We won. And Spoils of Horror did Children of the Corn 3 Urban Harvest.
I just got to tell you guys, when you were talking about that lady driving through that window, I was crying. I was crying. I was laughing so hard with the remote control. Great.
It was the one of the most amazing deaths ever.
Yeah,
Put
probably
to,
one of the
put to the
greatest
silver
ever.
screen.
I think it's one of the first cross-platform crossovers, right? We did a trilogy.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
We're breaking new ground. We're hacking the system.
That's right.
And breaking new ground. So
Yep.
thank you, everyone. Please check us out when we come back for our 100th episode. So, Nate, we got to do the thing.
Yeah. Smog, what's the good word?
Hack the planet!
Just in case we need them.
Good planning. Well done.